All right, so get this. We're diving into some seriously heartwarming stories, from heartbeat celebrating human connection.
Oh, nice.
Those amazing acts of kindness popping up on X that just totally restore your faith in humanity.
Yeah, they really do.
We've got a birthday celebrated with 65 acts of kindness.
Wow.
A community rallying around a veteran.
Amazing.
A child's toy library that turned into something so much bigger. Prepare to feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
It's incredible how those stories, even, in that short X format, manage to capture those powerful moments of human connection.
Total.
Like a reminder that no matter what's happening in the world, there's that need,
Yeah.
that human need to connect and support each other.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to explore,
Yeah.
the impact of compassion and how these little acts can create huge ripples of positivity.
Yeah, it's like tapping into that shared human experience, moments of empathy and unity, and those stories illustrate it so beautifully.
Like that story about the volunteer who dedicates her time to supporting cancer patients.
Yeah.
She's been like this silent pillar of strength in her community.
Mm-hmm.
Never wants the spotlight, but always there to lend a hand and offer comfort.
And her community decided it was time to recognize her dedication.
It's so great.
They turned her everyday routine into this incredible celebration of gratitude.
Yeah, friends, family, the people she helped all came together to express their appreciation.
Yeah.
You can just feel the warmth radiating from that gathering.
It shows how vital it is to acknowledge those unsung heroes.
Yeah.
Those individuals who are dedicated to others without needing recognition.
Powerful.
Yeah, it's a reminder to look around our communities and appreciate those who quietly make a difference.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Have you ever met someone like that? Someone who just radiates kindness and makes the world a little brighter?
Absolutely.
Makes you want to be better.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of bright lights, there's the story of young Oliver, the first grader, who decided to build a free toy library in his front yard.
Oh, yeah.
Just a simple wooden box.
Yeah.
Overflowing with generosity.
That's the one that got me.
Yeah.
That kind of initiative and selflessness at such a young age is just so inspiring.
It's true.
It reminds you that compassion has no age limit.
Exactly. And it's amazing how Oliver's simple act created this chain reaction of giving.
It's amazing.
In his community.
Neighbors donating toys, books. They even helped decorate that little library.
It's lovely.
They became this hub of sharing and joy.
We did.
Strengthening bonds within that community.
Yeah, you can't help but smile thinking about the impact this one little boy had.
Me too. This just warms your heart.
It really does. It says a lot about the power of one act to create a ripple effect of generosity and connection.
Yeah.
It makes us think, how we can create those same feelings of sharing and support within our own circles.
Then there's that story of the two Jan Arden fans connecting through X.
Oh, such a good one.
That's a perfect example of how social media can be this amazing tool for connection and kindness.
Right.
Even with all the criticism.
Exactly. It can be so good.
This woman from Alberta read about another fan in Winnipeg who couldn't afford a ticket to a Jan Arden concert.
Oh, wow.
And just like that, she bought the woman a ticket.
So generous.
It's a beautiful example of empathy in action.
Yeah.
Despite the distance, she saw someone in need and responded with such generosity.
That's amazing.
Really highlights how connected we all are, even across provinces.
It does.
A reminder that compassion can bridge any distance and create these meaningful connections.
That's so true. Have you ever felt that online? Like an online connection leading to an act of kindness?
Actually, I have.
Me too. It's a testament to how technology can bring out the best in us.
Yeah, it really is. And speaking of bringing out the best, we have to talk about James Anderson, the plumber who's known as Britain's kindest plumber.
Oh, of course. His story's everywhere for good reason.
For good reason.
Yeah, his dedication to serving those in need is incredible, especially the elderly and disabled.
And he does so much.
He does. The story we have here is about him repairing a broken boiler for a 91-year-old cancer patient.
Oh, wow.
For free.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine the relief you brought her.
Totally, especially given her health.
And that invoice?
Oh, yeah.
No charge for this lady under any circumstances.
That went viral.
It's beautiful. It went viral for a reason, though.
Rightfully so. It's such a powerful statement about compassion and human dignity over profit.
It really is.
Speaks volumes about his character.
Yeah.
And reminds us that we can all do the same.
We can all be kind.
Extend that same kindness to those around us.
It's about recognizing the value in every human life.
Yeah.
And offering support, especially when it's needed.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then there's the story of young Reese Williams, a boy with a rare skin condition whose birthday was made special by kindness from around the world.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, his mother's plea on X for birthday cards just touched hearts everywhere.
I can't even imagine their mailbox overflowing with over 10,000 cards from every corner of the globe.
It's incredible.
It really is. It speaks to that universal desire to offer comfort and support,
Absolutely.
to remind someone, even a complete stranger,
Yeah.
that they're loved and cared for.
It paints such a beautiful picture
It,
of humanity coming together, like transcending borders and differences to show this young boy love and encouragement.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on how this global outpouring might have impacted Reese and his family?
I think it's hard to even measure the impact.
Oh, for sure.
But, those cards must have brought so much joy and laughter
Absolute.
and a sense of belonging to that family.
Totally. It's such a powerful reminder that even with adversity, there's this well of kindness just waiting to be tapped into.
It really does warm your heart.
It does. It's a testament to the interconnectedness of humanity and how something simple like sending a card can create this global network of support.
Yeah. And speaking of creating support, have you heard of the Kindness Rock Project?
Oh, yeah. The idea of painting rocks with uplifting messages and leaving them for others to find, it's genius.
It's so creative.
So creative.
Turning everyday places into these little treasure hunts of positivity.
Exactly. Imagine finding one of those colorful rocks
I know.
with a message like, "You are amazing on a bad day." It could totally change your perspective.
Oh, for sure. It's a simple act, but it can brighten someone's day and remind them they're not alone. What would you paint on a kindness rock? Where would you leave it?
That's a good question to think about.
I know, right?
It's a reminder that we can all bring hope to our communities,
Yeah.
spreading kindness in these unexpected ways.
And we can't forget Holly Jackson and the Amazing Walls of Love initiative.
Oh, yeah. Talk about turning empathy into action.
Her story is so inspiring.
It is. She experienced homelessness herself, so she knows the struggles people face.
Yeah.
So she created this system where essential items are bagged and hung on walls
Right.
so people can take what they need with dignity and respect.
Providing practical help without judgment.
Exactly. Fostering community care and support. It's incredible how her experience fueled this whole movement of compassion.
And it's spreading to other cities, too.
It is. It speaks to how powerful lived experience can be to drive change.
Yeah.
And the impact we can have when we turn empathy into action makes you wonder, how can we turn the empathy we feel hearing these stories into actions within our own communities?
It really does challenge all of us
Yeah,
to move beyond feeling touched and find ways to actively contribute to that ripple effect.
totally. And then there's that touching story from the gas station, the grieving widow who was short on cash and had her gas paid for by a stranger.
Oh, yeah, that one was incredible.
Such a heartwarming example of how random kindness can provide support
Yeah.
and restore faith in humanity, especially in times of vulnerability.
It's about recognizing those moments when someone might be struggling,
Yeah.
even if they don't say anything, and extending compassion. Have you ever been on the receiving end of an unexpected act of kindness that really touched you?
Oh, definitely. We all have those moments that stick with us, reminding us of the good in people.
They do.
Those acts can have a huge impact and often create their own ripple effect.
Speaking of ripples, we got to talk about Dog Eaton's unique way of celebrating his 65th birthday.
Oh, yeah. The Birthday Kindness Challenge.
I love it.
It's such a great idea, giving back instead of receiving gifts.
He spent his birthday giving small amounts of money to strangers.
Just what they needed at that moment.
A coffee, a meal. It's so simple, yet so powerful.
Totally. It challenges how we think about celebrating and reminds us that real joy often comes from giving and making others happy. It makes you think about how you could incorporate kindness into your own celebrations, right?
It does. It's about shifting the focus from ourselves to others and recognizing that the best gifts uplift and support those around us.
Absolutely. And finally, there's the story of the community that came together to restore a veteran's Jeep after it was destroyed in an accident. It really shows the strength of community bonds and the power of collective action.
Yeah, her Jeep was more than just a vehicle. It represented her freedom and independence, especially after serving her country.
Of course.
So when it was destroyed, her community really stepped up.
They did. Mechanics worked for free. Parts were donated.
That's amazing.
A fundraiser was organized to cover everything. It was beautiful to see their gratitude and support for her service.
It goes way beyond a simple act of kindness. It's a powerful statement of solidarity
Yeah.
and a reminder that we shouldn't face tough times alone. What are your thoughts on the impact this might have had on the veteran?
I think it went beyond just getting her transportation back. It likely gave her a sense of belonging and reminded her that she's part of a community that really cares for her.
Absolutely.
That kind of support is so valuable, especially after something traumatic.
It speaks volumes about the power of community to uplift and heal.
It does, to create safety and support. It reminds us that we're all connected and our actions impact those around us.
And as we wrap up all these stories,
Mm-hmm.
we see this common thread of empathy, compassion, and a desire to make the world better.
It's like we're seeing the best of humanity in action.
Right.
Reminding us that even with all the challenges, there's this incredible force of kindness connecting us all.
And what's inspiring is that these acts aren't just grand gestures.
Yeah.
They happen every day in small ways.
They do. It's that volunteer at the soup kitchen, the neighbor who shovels your driveway, the friend who listens when you need it.
It's true. Those small acts often go unnoticed.
Yeah.
But they're what hold our communities together.
It's about recognizing those everyday chances to make a difference, to offer support, to just be there for someone who's struggling. Doesn't need to be big, just a willingness to open our hearts and act.
It's making a choice to lead with kindness, knowing that even the smallest acts can have a huge impact.
And that's the best part.
It is.
We may never fully know the impact of our actions, but we know that by choosing kindness, we're creating a more compassionate and connected world.
And as we wrap up this deep dive into Heartbeat celebrating human connection, I feel such a renewed sense of hope and a deeper appreciation for human connection.
These stories remind us that despite challenges, there's so much love, kindness, and compassion out there. And that's a truly beautiful thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
So let's all think about these stories and let them inspire us to be kinder in our own lives.
Yes.
Whether it's a big gesture or a small act, let's be the light in someone's day.
Because the world needs more of that, more empathy, more connection, more of those heartwarming moments that remind us what it means to be human.
Beautifully said. Thank you for joining us on this heartwarming journey.
Of course.
Until next time, remember that kindness is a language we all speak, and its power to heal and unite is remarkable. It's like all those stories are sparks of light, you know?
Yeah.
And when you see them all together, they shine a light on the best of us.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that potential for kindness is everywhere.
And it's contagious.
Yeah.
You know, when we see kindness, it makes us want to be kinder too.
It's true.
Creating a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're all part of something bigger.
Yeah.
And as we've gone through these stories, I keep thinking that kindness isn't this rare thing.
Right.
It's inside all of us,
It is.
just waiting to be shared.
It's about tapping into that compassion within us.
Yes.
And letting it out to shape how we interact with the world.
So as we wrap up this dive into Heartbeat celebrating human connection, I'm left with this feeling of hope and this appreciation for human connection.
Yeah. These stories really remind us that even with all the challenges, there's so much love and kindness out there.
Amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
Hmm.
So let's all take a moment to think about these stories and how they can inspire us to be kinder in our own lives,
Absolutely.
whether it's big or small.
Yeah.
Let's be that light for someone.
Because the world needs more of that, more empathy, more connection, more of those moments that remind us what it means to be human.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
It was my pleasure.
And until next time, remember, kindness is a language we all understand, and its power to heal and bring us together is truly incredible.